Welcome back to Rebuilding Astroworld. This is Swag, and we've made it to 20 episodes, so congratulations to us. It's all about progress in this episode. I was able to hopefully fix enough of the issues with pathfinding and peeps being super angry and all that, and we can just focus on starting to get the western area a little bit more built up. I think the early plan is to do these buildings back here. They're kind of simple red barns. Not much to them. I don't know what they're even used for. They might be like fairground use. I don't know. But that's going to be the first thing. And then once we finish those up, I think we'll work on something else back here in the western area. So that's going to be the goal for this episode. We'll find out what we do the more we get into it. But for now, let's start over here. Finished up the barns. I don't think there's anything crazy going on over here. The only two images of these barns that I've been able to really find is in a YouTube video from the Astro Needle, where somebody had looked this way. Guess what? These buildings weren't there when the Astro Needle was still in the park, and the Astro Needle closed down, so we don't have a lot of panoramic views around the park in its last phase. So you'll know I used the scenery copier, what is it called? Scenery manager, and was able to copy and paste quite a bit. It looks like you can't copy and paste the angled roof pieces or block pieces, wall pieces. So I had to do that manually. This is all good enough for now. I've been saying that in a lot of episodes. For now works. We want the basic shape so that the rest of the park can start fitting in, and we can figure out how we're going to do pathing and all that stuff. So, thinking about pathing, this main strip is the western junction in the park. What I'm going to do is I'm going to watch some videos on people walking through the park and kind of get a better idea of what I want to do with the buildings. I believe this is a theater, so we might have to build a facade and then behind it sort of a boxy building, and that might be something we can do. And then of course the pathway cuts through here all the way to this bridge in the middle of the park that overgoes this little lake area where they have the Batman show. So I think that's what we'll focus on for the rest of the episode. This was over an hour of work just for these barn buildings, which is crazy to think, but multiplied by 16 times speed, it only lasts for 3 minutes and 50 seconds in the video. So it doesn't seem like much, but it was a lot of work. Okay, let's get to it. So I built a couple extra buildings I saw in the Astro Needle video, so the person was floating around. There's a couple more buildings back here, and I think that adds a little bit more context to the park, which is great. And then I was trying to build the supports. This is an early Schwarzkopf, so the loop has these vertical pylons that go straight down. It's a little tough to make these look good because it is a diagonal piece, and if you cross over the track, the coaster cart is going to look weird. So let's see if it cuts off. You get away with it just barely right there. Let's see right here. Barely right there. Yeah. So that's kind of the idea right now so far. And then I added some single rail coaster to make the loop piece feel a little bit thicker because it is kind of thick in the real coaster. I guess the real coaster that once was. I tried to do this diagonal support up here, wasn't feeling it. I think I'll have to figure out another way to make this vertical spike look a little better. These pieces go out too wide, and then of course the other side's blocked by the track itself because this is kind of the same angle. So I'm going to have to figure out what I want to do over here, whether or not I do a diagonal or square it off, something like that. I have to look at some other parks that I've built in the past for inspiration on that. And yeah, because this looks just way too wide. It needs to be like half that. And it's not CSO, so we'll have to figure out a special way to do it. But for now, I like this loop and adding some more context to the back. I guess this episode is going to be titled something like Warehouse Buildings Behind Greezed Lightnin. Yeah, that's the best way to celebrate 20 episodes is by doing some detailless big buildings in the back of the park. It does start to give the park more shape, which is great. The more buildings, the more context, everything's going to look better and better. I think I'm going to try something new in the next episode, and maybe dance around this area a little bit. I don't know. You're just going to have to come back. I mean, you've watched 20 episodes. I'm guessing you're coming back for 21 unless I stop doing something good. So thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.